Sheriff, before we bring the jury in. Ladies and gentlemen, I say this when we have any verdict coming in, and there are a group of folks in the courtroom that while the jury's rendering verdict, we're not going to have people getting up and storming out or getting up and shaking heads or just doing anything. We're just going to listen to what the verdicts are. I have no idea what they are. That's why we have juries. But if you want to stay in for the jury verdicts, you're in for the duration of the jury verdicts, is what I guess I'm saying. So we won't, unless there's an emergency kind of thing that can happen, but short of that, everybody just sort of stay remaining in their seats. Don't want any outcries or things that a reasonable person might think would be inappropriate in a court of law as the jury's fulfilling its obligations and responsibilities. So let's just continue with the way I believe that you have responded thus far. Is everybody very much interested in the proper decorum and mature approach to this? All right, let's see if there's anybody else who wants to come in and hear the verdict, because once I get everybody in, the door's going to get shut. Not that it's not a matter of public record. We have news here and you're on here. It's just a matter of the disturbing nature of people coming in and out at such a crucial point. Okay, Sheriff, if no one else, it appears no one else is coming in, you'll make sure if there's somebody out in the hall, make the announcement, then we'll bring the jury back in. Good. All right, Sheriff, let's bring the jurors back in. Please stand. And again, for the record, if you would please state your name.
John Kendrick.
Mr. Kendrick, I want you to answer these questions, yes or no. Has the jury reached a unanimous verdict in each case?
Yes.
Have you completed, signed, and dated each verdict sheet?
Yes.
This time, if you'll hand the packet to the sheriff, we'll hand it to me and you can have a seat. Thank you, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you have returned with the following verdicts. In 13 CRS 66, the state of North Carolina versus Carlos Antonio Reali Jr., we, the 12 members of the jury, unanimously find the defendant Carlos Antonio Reali Jr. to be not guilty. In file number 13 CRS 67, state of North Carolina versus Carlos Antonio Reali Jr., we, the 12 members of the jury, unanimously find the defendant Carlos Antonio Reali Jr. to be not guilty. In the case number 13 CRS 68, state of North Carolina versus Carlos Antonio Reali Jr., we, the 12 members of the jury, unanimously find the defendant Carlos Antonio Reali Jr. to be guilty of common law robbery. In case number 13 CRS 69, state of North Carolina versus Carlos Antonio Reali Jr., we, the 12 members of the jury, unanimously find the defendant Carlos Antonio Reali Jr. to be not guilty. In case number 13 CRS 70, state of North Carolina versus Carlos Antonio Reali Jr., we, the 12 members of the jury, unanimously find the defendant Carlos Antonio Reali Jr. to be not guilty. All were signed on the 14th of August by the foreperson, Mr. John M. Kendrick. Is this your verdict, so say you all?
Yes. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Ladies and gentlemen, the jury, if you agree to and assent to that verdict, please raise your hands. Let the record reflect that all 12 jurors raised their hands, indicating unanimous consent. Any other matters for the jury?
Nothing from the state.
None from the state?
Nothing for the defense.
And nothing from the defense. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I want to express appreciation of the state of North Carolina and our judicial system for your dedicated service. The amount of time that you took out of your ordinary affairs and daily business and lives to provide an immeasurably important service to the state of North Carolina. When I said early on about how important jury service was, I wasn't just puffing. It's real, and it's very important, and it's that important. And throughout the trial, I can tell you remained attentive, engaged, and that in the deliberation room, I would not think there was anything different from that was observed out in the courtroom. So with the appreciation of the state of North Carolina and everybody involved in this trial, you are excused from further service and further need of service, and excused from having to serve on a state jury, trial jury, or grand jury for the next 2 years. Have a pleasant rest of the day. Thank you very much. You're excused. The court hereby accepts the verdicts rendered by the jury in order that they be recorded. For particular reference purposes, in case 13 CRS 66, the jury found Mr. Reali to be not guilty of reckless driving. In 13 CRS 67, the jury found Mr. Reili to be not guilty of assault on a law enforcement officer inflicting serious bodily injury. In 13 CRS 68, the jury found Mr. Reili to be guilty of common law robbery. In 13 CRS 69, the jury found Mr. Reili to be not guilty of assault with a firearm on a law enforcement officer And in 13 CRS 70, the jury found Mr. Riley to be not guilty of assault with firearm on a law enforcement officer. Y'all ready to move on toward sentencing? Do y'all need a recess before we move on into sentencing?
The state will request a short recess.
All right. Thank you. How much time would you?
Not more than 10 minutes.
Thank you.
I would like 15 minutes.
We'll be in recess until 11:45. 11:45. Okay?
Close the meeting, close to it.
Thank you. Yes. This one's.